You're watching Cycle Talk, Australia's motorcycle show. From sports bikes to motocross to cruisers, we love them all. We ride them, thrash them, test them, and sometimes we even crash them. Welcome to Cycle Talk's fifth big series. On this episode, we test the new Yamaha R6 Supersport machine at Sydney Motosport Park. We thrash the new Michelin MC360 motocross tyres around Mount Kembla. We look at new luggage from Ventura. It's mods versus rockers in custom talk. But first, let's look at the 2018 Harley-Davidson Softails. The 2018 model year will possibly go down in history as the biggest update to Harley-Davidson's lineup in its 115-year history. It's out with the diners as the twin-shock rubber glide models emerged into the new Softail lineup, which is pretty much all new for 2018. Harley-Davidson has announced 10 different 115th anniversary models and 4 CVO models on top of all that. And it's the Softail family that's been completely redesigned for 2018. And after riding the Milwaukee 8 Rushmore frame Tourers this year, it's easy to see how overdue the Softails were for a major update. So the new lineup is going to feature a new lighter, stiffer, single shock chassis with the Milwaukee 8 engine, new suspension at both ends, lightweight components at long last like alloy triple clamps, to bring it all together and make the bikes lighter, handle better, and cope with the higher performance better. Which in many ways really is just catching up to the competition. Now the internet's been awash with complaints the diners have been dropped, but only the wide glide is missing from the 2018 lineup. All the others are now Softails. And Harley is saying that handling, cornering clearance and performance of the new Softails will eclipse the old diners. And I really hope that's true. Now, Cycle Talk is hoping to ride these bikes soon, and we were invited to the launch in California, but with all the video production and the cost in time and money that we are committing to, Cycle Talk had to decline that offer. Now, Harley-Davidson is calling the 28 announcements, and I'm quoting the press release, the largest ever product development project launch. But keep in mind, most of the chassis and many of the parts are shared across different models. So the bikes I'm talking about here, the Softails, are the Fat Boy, Heritage Classic, Lowrider, Softail Slim, Deluxe, Breakout, Fat Bob and Street Bob. Some of them used to be diners, they're all Softails now. There's the new chassis, new suspension and new swing arms. The chassis are still steel, not aluminium, but are lighter, stiffer and simpler. The rear suspension is now a hidden single rear shock, adjustable for preload. And there's 2 swing arms, one for the narrow rear tyres and one for wide ones. For 2018, the Softails will also get the Milwaukee 8 engine in 107 cubic inch and 114 inch cubic inch versions. I really like the Milwaukee 8 engine. I've spent a fair bit of time on the 2017 Road King and Road King Special, and it's a lot smoother with more power and torque, although you do need to rev it harder than the older big twins. And they're characteristics which make the bike feel less agricultural, more modern, and again, a bit more like the competition in many ways. The electronics have been upgraded in many ways too, and there's even a charging port, a USB charging port for your phone. Now, I thought Harleys were about getting away from it all, but now you can take it all with you. Australian pricing starts at $24,250 for the lowrider to $31,750 for the new Heritage, and I reckon these updates were well overdue. Recently, I rode a 2017 Heritage Softail after a couple of days on a 27-inch Road King and was shocked at just how out of date the Heritage felt. The Road King did everything, and I mean everything, better. It's great to see Harley-Davidson building better bikes. The Rushmore models from about 5 years ago started to really show Harley-Davidson could build a modern touring bike, and the Milwaukee 8 engine really is delightful. And I'm sure the new Softails will be a vast improvement over the outgoing models too, although how much they cost to customise is an unknown yet. One thing that hasn't changed though, and that's Harley's marketing department continuously telling us how hard it is. Here's a quote from the press release from Brad Richards, Vice President of Styling and Design at the Harley-Davidson Motor Company. The authenticity of Harley-Davidson design comes by sweating the details from start to finish. It's hard to do and hard to copy. Harley-Davidson motorcycles are not a commodity. They are handed down from generation to generation. We look at every nut and bolt on the bike, all the finishes and every small detail. The new Softail frame is like a piece of art, and the more you take off the bike, the more beautiful it becomes. Its design speaks to the teamwork that our styling and engineering processes demand. Brad, they are motorcycles, you know, they're built on production lines in huge numbers. The design is about making the bikes as good as they can be within the compromises of large-scale manufacturing and keeping the prices at affordable rates. Now, Harley-Davidson owners often customise their bikes so they look and ride differently to their mates' bikes. Harley-Davidson cashes in on this by offering thousands of accessory parts and even goes cheap on some standard parts to encourage the sale of accessories, and I'll offer up the awful standard hand grips as an example. Most modern Harleys are nice to ride and they suit a lot of people. How much they get handed down from generation to generation, well, I'm not so sure about that, unless you're thinking about baby boomers falling off the perch and the kids inheriting them. They're still motorcycles. Hopefully Harley-Davidson will make some of these models available for Cycle Talk to test in the near future.
This bike test is brought to you by Kabuto Helmets.
This is the 2017 Yamaha R6. It joins Yamaha's lineup of sports bikes from the R15, the R3, the R6 and the R1. We really like super sports bikes, although it's a waning category. Hasn't been too many new super sport machines released in the last decade. So we're really keen to ride this bike because they're usually a lot of fun around racetracks, and we're here at Sydney Motosport Park to put it through its paces. Yamaha's YZF R6 has been with us for nearly 20 years, and this is the 2017 model. It's moved through multiple generations over that period of time, and this machine should be the best ever. This bike really is at home around this racetrack. Now, if you think super sport machines are usually the poor cousin to the bigger open class machines, you would have been right in the past. But this R6 actually has just about all the features you'd expect in a superbike. Now, you have to make that decision if you want to buy a Supersport 600 or you think you want to go to a bigger R1. Well, this bike is almost as fast as an R1, but it's not quite as intimidating. You'll have a little bit of money left in the bank to put some accessories on it and make it your own. It's probably going to cost a little bit less to insure and own as well. So there's still a lot to be said for the 600 class. And with the addition of the ABS, the traction control and all the electronics that are now standard on the 2017 model, it really is a whole lot of fun. Yamaha's also got a huge range of accessories for the R6. Now, there's a certain amount of bling bits to make it look better, there's a few amounts of functional bits, and there's 3 different mufflers you can get from their partner Akrapovic. So this one's got the full system on it, and that reduces the weight enormously and is a really big value to this bike. So this will make it faster, it sounds a lot better. It's the system that was on the track bike that I had a ride on, and it makes it so much nicer. It really does make a big difference on this bike. So yeah, that one's a beauty, and you can get other ones depending on your budget and depending on what you need. But the point is, you can take an R6, you can make it your own, and you can make it sound and look better and handle better, go better, stop better. It's all there, and it's all pretty easy to do. Well, the track's closed and I've done a lot more laps on the R6 today than I expected. This 2017 model really does handle well, and it's very easy to ride fast. So that makes it a great package for anybody interested in learning how to ride quick. Whether you want to do that on the street or whether you want to do it on the road, a bike like this will set you up really well. Now, the 2017 model, with all its advanced electronics, rider modes and great suspension lets you learn how to ride fast, or if you're already an experienced rider, just go fast without being really giving you lots of fatigue when you're riding it. It's pretty easy to ride. And that means, you know, for me, I did more laps today than I would have expected, and I'm still feeling pretty fresh. So it's really great that Yamaha's got some faith in the Supersport class, that they've brought out a new Supersport, and this bike really deserves to be a success. Now, you do have to make that decision whether you want to go with a 600 or you want to go the whole hog and go to the R1. But I think for a lot of people, riding this bike and revving it really, really hard, I mean, it's a real screamer. It's a real rush riding a bike like that. And it's just that bit easier to throw around and plant in the corners. It's a lot of fun, this bike, and you'll have a lot of fun revving the tits off an R6.
This feature is brought to you by Wiley X, absolute premium protection. Change the ground, not the tyre, is what Metzler says about the new MC360, a street-legal tyre designed for enduro, trail, motocross and supercross. But can it really be so versatile? We sent Todd Reed to the Australian launch to find out.
So here we are today at Wollongong Motorcycle Club. It is absolutely freezing, but we are here for the launch of the Metzler MC360 tyre range. 2 tyres in the range. There is a mid-hard and a mid-soft. Comes in all different shapes and sizes to suit motocross and enduro. We've got a handful of different bikes here to ride as well. We've got Yamahas, Kawasaki, KTM, we've got it all. We're going to see how the tyre stacks up on a range of terrain. Can't wait to have a ride.
My name's Miles Davis. I'm here at the Metzler MC360 tyre launch. What we've got is 2 new tyres. It means whether you're riding in sand or mud or hard pack, you only have 2 tyres to choose from. If you look at the tyres, the mid-hard still looks like it's got a decent aggressive tread pattern, but the continuous knob technology that they designed and used gives a really good contact patch on harder surfaces. If you look at the mid-soft, it's quite an aggressive pattern with big spaces in between and pointed knobs, and that's obviously going to work better in mud and sand.
The tread pattern of the MC360 is designed to offer the highest performance possible. The mid-soft features lateral diamond-shaped knobs for carving up the turns when leaned over, while being self-cleaning to prevent clogging up. The centre knobs feature a parabolic layout to give high traction without compromising wear. The mid-hard MC360 features Metzler's continuous knob binding, which improves braking grip and feel, alternated shovel and diamond knobs for improved traction while leant over, and V-shaped spaces between knobs to evacuate mud and dirt. The rear also features wide centre knobs for excellent traction and durability, and lateral diamond knobs for excellent cornering grip. All the MC360s are reversible for improved tyre life.
So I've managed to grab Andrew Hall. He's one of our product managers at Cassins. He does all the motorcycle stuff. When can I expect these on the shelf? I want to go into my dealer. When can I get one?
Should be able to walk straight into your dealer and grab these now. These are available in both compounds and in your popular motocross and enduro sizes, 18, 21, 19.
Perfect. So it doesn't matter what bike I got, I can go and get the tyres. Number 2, everyone that knows me knows I'm a little bit stingy with dollars. You know, price-wise, where are we sitting? Some tyres are expensive, some are cheap. Where are you guys at in the range?
These are priced pretty competitively. For what they are, you're getting great value. Your fronts are going to hit you up about $89.95 for your front. Your rears will start at $99.95, but most guys will be around that $109.95 to $119, depending on the bike.
Right, so pretty much $200, new set of tyres, away I go.
Yep.
Great. Next one, I've walked up to the shelf, I'm looking at tyres. What's different about the Metzler? Why should I go get the Metzler? What makes it stand out?
That's a good point. The Metzlers have made it easy to choose a tyre. There's a lot of tyres out there on the market. There's 2 choices, a mid-hard and a mid-soft, and that covers 99% of your terrain. On top of that, these are all street legal, so it doesn't matter if you're an enduro guy but you want an aggressive tyre, you can pick either or, and you're street legal as well.
Yeah, okay, so the street legal is obviously a big thing on these tyres, but motocross, enduro, they're pretty much aimed at both types of terrain, and obviously from what we've seen here today, they're pretty good at that, but the street legal is definitely a big part of it for you guys.
Look, it's a big selling feature, but make no mistake, these are an aggressive dirt tyre. They're made to just get to the track and then come back. They're not made for big mileage on the road, but making it legal for guys to ride around on the road.
So I'm not going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. Well, look, there's my hard and fast questions. If you guys have got any more, let us know and we'll get you some info later. Well, there we go. The day's done and dusted here at the Metzler MC360 launch. Had a great time on the bikes, mixture of terrain, mixture of bikes, the whole lot's been happening. Coming into the test, I was a bit unsure of what to expect. A street legal tyre that would be good in the bush, I thought it would be a bit much to ask, but it's exceeded my expectations. I really liked it on the off-road. The mid-soft compound was my favourite here in the conditions today. Seemed to have a bit more bite. Now with the motocross tyres, again, we rode a few different bikes, Yamaha, Honda, Kawasaki, mixture of tyres again, the hard and the soft. I again preferred the soft, it does bite a bit better, but for a street legal tyre that does have a lot of options, it's surprisingly grippy, has a lot of bite, and I think it's going to last pretty well. Looking at the tyres around on the bikes today, then none of them are chewed up and completely beat after a day. It's definitely a promising tyre.
After the break, it's mods versus rockers with Custom Talk. Cycle Talk magazine is available in print and digital. Get it from better bike shops around the country or download from the Cycle Talk app or from cycletalk.com.au. The latest issues feature Yamaha's YZ450F, Ducati's new Supersport and BMW's G310R. And there's a feature on the Metzler MC360 off-road tyre. How to ride in all seasons on a budget and lots of news and opinion too. If you love bikes, you'll love Cycle Talk, and it's all free, both the print and digital editions. Find out lots more at cycletalk.com.au and follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. This product review is brought to you by Eyes Wide Open from motobooks.com.au.
This is Ventura's new EVO rack and bag system. So I'll just pop the bag off for the moment and show you how this all works. So you have model-specific brackets that run underneath the bike, and they're designed specifically for your machine. So these ones fit the FZ6 and not much else, and they give you the positioning of for your rack at the back here. Now, this new system here lets you position the bag and the rack depending on whether you're carrying a pillion passenger or not, how much other luggage you want to do. So at the moment, it's in the back position. So you can put passenger on the back, there's still plenty of room to put a decent sized bag or strap some stuff onto the luggage. Now, there's a little Allen key under here to tighten this up and loosen it, plus you've got these ones here, because this one moves. So you can, by loosening these off, you can wriggle it around to sit in the forward position, like so, and then tighten it all up, tighten it up with an Allen key there, and that's got the bag sitting a little bit more forward, which puts the weight more over the back seat, which improves the handling if you've got much weight. It still gives you a little bit of room there. We've also discovered, and this isn't really part of what Ventura is talking about, but you can actually pull these off, turn it around, and run it the other way as well. And that puts it even further over the back seat and really does get that weight a long way forward, and you just turn the bag around. So there's a number of options with how you position it, which is really, really good for the weight bias and that sort of thing. But normally, if you're solo, you just use it in this position like so. So you tighten that one up, you tighten that one up, you'd grab an Allen key and you tighten those two bolts up there. Now the bag, this is the EVO 40 litres, designed to be really easy to load. So you can just slide that pocket on under there, over the rack, slides underneath, and they've got these giant clips
that you can use very easily, even with gloves on. And there's a couple of, there's handle on the top here to make it easy to carry. Now there's 4 side pockets, 3 side pockets and 1 top pocket. And inside here, inside the big one, it'll take 40 litres of storage, and there's a red lining. So any little bits and pieces down the bottom, you can really see them. It's not black, so you don't lose things inside the bag with the red lining. Now, what I've got inside here is the EVO 10. Now that's a day pack, so I'll just get this one out of the way. So EVO 10 is designed for all your day-to-day needs, like, wet weather gear, your lunch, sunnies, phones, wallets, jumper, whatever you need. Just a little bit of stuff. Really good for commuting, day trips, that sort of stuff. And it's just got the one big clip on there like that. And inside, again, the red lining. And there's also a zippered pocket there that you can use if you want to. And it's really neat, tidy, easy to pop off, easy to carry. Got a nice little carry handle. Very convenient, very easy to use. It's made out of waterproof materials, so usually it'll keep most of the water out. No drama there. We've used these on a lot of bikes. We've had a lot of success with them. They last for years and years and years. And this is Ventura's latest effort, and we really like it. We've been touring on them recently, and we think that this is a great way to carry your gear.
This feature is brought to you by Wiley X, absolute premium protection.
Mods and rockers, they're a thing of the past, aren't they? Or are they? Have a look at what Surfside Motorcycles has put together.
We've built the shows into being part of what the shop is about. It's providing a venue for the motorcycling community to get together and celebrate the different things that they do. And the theme for the British show is mods versus rockers. That's such an iconic Brit bike thing, and it's really clicked with people this year.
Beautiful bikes that have come out here, just worth a real lot of money. And to me, it's like love. It's like fantastic. What more could you want?
Unlike everybody else, when I got married, I had a beautiful Tiger 110 with a sidecar on the side of it. My wife had a little Morris Minor car, and we could only have one lot to rego, so one had to go. Guess which one it was.
It connects you with the open air. It's like you would never get in a car. It brings back emotions. It makes me think of my boyhood. It makes me think of my father,
Motorcycling's an interesting thing, and I think as you go on through your riding career as an individual, sort of the meaning of it changes. Like the amazing cast of individuals and their bikes and the stories that they tell, and getting out and riding with people like that, every time it's an adventure. So it's very much, to me, it's about the connection with people and the shared love of riding.
It's a 1961 Triumph Thunderbird. It comes with a little bit of a story. My wife and I emigrated out to Australia last June, and before we went, I said to her and my dad, I'm going to get the bike I remember you having as a boy. I want a 1961 Triumph Thunderbird. So I was searching for about 8 or 9 months, and then out of nowhere, doing a search on Google one day, I came across this particular bike. Bizarrely, 3 miles from my dad's house. We went over, had a look at it. It was on a different rego. My dad took one look at the engine number and went, that's my bike. This is now, an incredibly special bike to me. The history of it, the fact that my dad's brother also rode it, who's sadly passed away, it's, it just means so much. And great to have been able to bring it across to Australia.
I was just starting my apprenticeship as an engineer, and the milling instructor turned up on this Lambretta, and I went, that's for me. And I live in a small town in England when I was born, and it got me out. For a very small cost, I could get my scooter on the ferry. 8 hours later, I could be in Italy, and it was just the ultimate freedom. The Lambretta is special. It was made by great engineers in the most efficient factory on the planet of the Earth. The styling was created by the great Italian fashion houses of the day. This one has many modifications. The new cylinder barrel piston increases the output by about 200%. And of course hydraulic disc brakes, because once you go past the 55-60 mile an hour mark of a normal Lambretta brakes capacity, it can be a scary distance to stop.
I bought the old Triumph, which almost cost me my marriage a few times, buying little bits and pieces. I thought it was all there when I bought it, but so I'd buy people's half-finished projects, and now I've got enough to make 3 of them, I think. I've got all the late model bikes as well, not late model ones. My latest one I suppose is about a 1954, I think. You feel like the king on that, sit up high, it's a just a magnificent old bike. It's a great old thing.
It doesn't matter what you ride, the fact that you ride it's important. It's a bit like surfing. If you walk out of the surf with a surfboard, no one really cares where you live, what you do for a job. You're a surfer, you're a motorcyclist, that's all that matters.
You've got an old bike and riding along, and the amount of people that stop to have a look at it, that's enjoyment for me. That's just love. That's in the heart, because people appreciate what you've done. You've actually built that bike. What better can you feel?
Mods and rockers, what a great event. Two things they have in common: great stories and great bikes. But what's your bike story?